Hi, welcome to Statistics. My name's Crystal Shane and I'll be your professor for the next 8 weeks. If at any time throughout the course of the semester you find yourself having issues with a particular concept, I encourage you to email me as soon as possible. I'll always respond to you within 24 hours, but I want to make sure that we get everything taken care of in time so that you can meet your deadlines. You'll notice that this week you are responsible for a discussion board post, which must be made before Wednesday night in order for you to be kept in the class. You're also responsible for the first 2 homework assignments, which are due by Sunday. The homework assignments cover Chapter 1 and Chapter 8. I don't think they're too hard, but please get started on them as soon as possible so that if you have an issue, we can take care of it. Now, if sometime in the semester I see that a few of you are having a problem with the same concept, I might make a video and post it on YouTube. I can maybe do an example on this whiteboard behind me, and then I can send it out to everybody so that everyone will end up benefiting from your question. So please don't be shy, don't be a stranger, and keep in touch. So Chapter 1 is all about data. Okay, we know companies collect data about their customers and, politicians collect data about who might vote for them. Data surrounds us. There are a few different types of data. 2 big types being categorical or qualitative data and quantitative data. Now, categorical or qualitative data is just what it sounds like. It's categories. It's something that can't be necessarily defined by numbers. Quantitative data, on the other hand, is something that is associated with numbers, a quantity. And there are usually units associated as well, such as dollars, for instance. There can be a little bit of confusion, though, because some things can be both quantitative or qualitative, depending on how you use them. Age, for example. We could look at age as a quantity, numbers of years alive on the planet, or we could look at it as a quality. For example, if we want to break a population up into children, teens, young adults, middle-aged people, and elderly, that really would be a quality or a category. So that's qualitative data. So sometimes as you're working through these homework problems, it's important to think really carefully. Now, Chapter 8, that is about sampling, okay? So sometimes when we're trying to find out information about a population, we'll take a sample and measure that population, maybe ask people their opinions or something like that. Now, if we have something that we can apply to the whole population, that's a parameter. But if we discover something that really is only connected to the sample of the population we take, the smaller subset of the population, that's a statistic. Now, there's an interesting thing about sampling that some people don't realize. When you take a sample of the population, it's not that you have to take a specific proportion of the population. It's actually more important that you're careful in how you choose your sample, and also that your sample is large enough. But I can relate this to the real world. If I'm making a pot of chili on my stove, it's not that I would need to sample 1/8 or 1/4 of the chili in order to figure out what that chili tastes like. I would just take a spoonful after the chili is cooked and the flavors have begun to emulsify. And that spoonful would give me enough information to decide if, say, I want to add more cayenne pepper to it or something. Well, that's what we're doing when we take samples to measure statistics. We just need a decent sized sample, and we need to take the sample in a responsible way. Your book refers to simple random sampling, which they abbreviate SRS. That's a great way to gather a sample, because if people are just randomly chosen, then we can get a pretty decent representation of the population. But there are other sampling methods, which you'll read about this week. Again, please feel free to contact me with any questions you may have, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you. I see that some of you have already responded to the discussion board post, and I'll be taking a look at those in just a moment to see how you're doing. Have yourself a good day. Bye-bye.